A full-throated chant against the Syrian regime. It's a common ritual more than a year after Syria's uprising began. The difference here, these activists aren't singing in Syria, but in a refugee camp in Turkey. More than 17,000 Syrians live in Turkish camps like this, and those numbers are growing due to hundreds of daily new arrivals from across the border, as well as newcomers from within the camps.
This boy is born in Turkey.
Ties between refugees and their homeland haven't been completely severed. This refugee camp for thousands of Syrians in Turkey lies just a few hundred yards away from the Syrian border, and residents say some of them cross that border every week.
Take Ahmed Alewi, for example. On Monday, he says he left the camp and snuck through the border fence to Syria. He says he and 17 other rebels hoped to attack a Syrian army checkpoint, but the mission did not go as planned. They told us it would be a weak checkpoint, he says, but when we got there, we found hundreds of soldiers who started shooting at us. The bullets were falling around us like rain, he adds, so we dropped our guns and fled. Alewi's failed cross-border raid underscores Turkey's growing importance for the Syrian opposition. Turkey is a safe haven where opposition groups hold international conferences and where wounded activists and fighters can rest and recover. Turkish authorities have allowed the Syrian opposition to turn border towns like Antakya into a staging ground of sorts. At offices like this, they prepare shipments of medical supplies to be smuggled across the border. Last week, U.S. President Barack Obama and Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan announced plans to ramp up non-lethal aid to the Syrian opposition. But these activists from a village in central Syria aren't waiting for foreign help. They recently arrived in Turkey to buy $20,000 worth of satellite phones and walkie-talkies. They say they raised the money with donations from villagers who sold cows, cars, and even jewelry. They now plan to smuggle this precious suitcase full of equipment back to rebels in their hometown. Turkey may not be directly arming these rebels, but its long, porous border is now a vital lifeline for Syrians who are determined to overthrow their government. Ivan Watson, CNN, along the Turkish-Syrian border.